Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to Redmond TV and welcome back to a new live show. Welcome to the Redmond Premier League show. So basically what I want this to be, and I've tried doing this with the 10 o'clock with Redmond, but I don't like doing videos at a specific time. So I'm not going to lie, I thought this was a better idea because you can do it at any time, any day of the week. And I thought, you know what, because quite a few neutral fans watch this show, I thought it only made sense to make a Premier League show. So basically, I just run through each fixture that's coming up this Premier League, this weekend, and I will predict them to the best of my ability to give you knowledge on your team, which if you support them, then you'll know more about your team than I do. I think that's fair when you're a Premier League fan, you know what I mean, mate? So I'm not sure how many people are in here, but hello there, everyone who has come to the live stream. It is massively appreciated that you have all said hello. Fearless Clan, what's going on, my mate? Welcome to the chat. Anyone else, obviously, I want to try and make this your show as well. Dan Weeks, what's going on, my mate? Because I feel like, you know what, I haven't really got a show that I interact with you live, and I think this will be a good chance. So any questions you have about the Premier League, any questions at all you have about anything, the boys, then please do just drop them in the comments. Live chat, comments down below by all means. We're always interactive here on the James Redmond YouTube channel, which is always good to see. Here we go. We've got a few people coming in. Yes, the boys, how are we? Are we all Reds? Are we all Reds or are we Premier League fans? I'm intrigued to know what split of you support which part of the club. No, hello there, everyone. Thank you for coming in. It's massively appreciated. Got a big weekend of Premier League fixtures. Now, we're not just going to be talking about Premier League fixtures. We're going to throw in a few brain twisters in this video as well. So we're going to predict the Premier League games first, but then after that, we're going to decide who's been the best player of the Premier League season so far. So not just for Liverpool, in the Premier League. Thought that was a good little thing to do as this is a Premier League show. And then to finish it off, because I've already done a Liverpool and Man City preview, I won't be previewing them again. But I will do a combined 11 of Liverpool versus Man City. And sorry for starting a little bit early, people. Honestly, sorry about that. Yes, here we go. We've got people coming in now. But hey, bro, good luck against City from a United fan. Nice one, Eldon. Yeah, we're already getting along well with the United fans, which is brilliant. I am a Spurs fan, but I love this channel. That's fantastic. Well, we're going to be predicting Spurs in a bit, mate, 100%. So just sit back, relax. I've got a little cup of tea. So if you've got yours, then by all means, sit back and enjoy. So yeah, first off, Premier League games. Next, the best player to play in the Premier League so far. And then a Liverpool Man City combined 11. Let's get into the first Premier League fixture. Obviously, we've got Brighton and Burnley, which is on right now. Let me see what score that is. That's currently 0-0, half an hour in. So I'll do a prediction for that, but it won't really count if I get it right because we'll point this up. So if I get the prediction right, if I get the team right and the win, then we'll say that's a point. And then obviously, if I get it wrong, then it's wrong. Do you know what I mean? So 0-0 between them. I'll say Brighton are going to win that game 2-1. Let me know what you think in the chat. Brighton at home versus Burnley. Burnley have been shit this season. Burnley have been shit this season. Shout out to all of you people coming into the stream. I love this channel. I love you, my mate, and everyone who supports this channel. I love you. That's why I want to try and do this live chat, just so I can speak to you. You know what I mean, mate? Mane will score. Jamal, I'm assuming you're talking about the Liverpool-Manchester City game. I hope you are right. But yeah, I think Brighton are going to win this game. I'll go with a 2-1 win. 2-1 win to Brighton. Definitely. 100%. Yeah, we'll get into the score predictions for the Everton and United game in a sec. My mate Eldon, we will definitely get into that. So with the Brighton and Burnley game out the way, because that's already kicked off, so we'll just move into the next one. Everton and Man United, which is kicking off tomorrow, 12:30. In fact, we've got Southampton and Newcastle, which kicks off at 8 in a bit, but we'll do the big game, Everton and Manchester United, because that's the rivalry game. That's the game that us Liverpool fans don't really like. Big up everyone who's in here, by the way. That's the game that Liverpool fans do not like, mate. Everton, obviously, they just live across the road from us, and then Manchester United, our biggest rival in the Premier League, in a sense that, like, people say who's your biggest rivalry out of Man United and Everton, and when I get asked that question, I say Manchester United based on the fact that worldwide, more people are known for the Manchester United and Everton rivalries. More people are known for the time and the competitiveness in English football between United and Liverpool. Everton are a big club. We're not going to distress that. They are a big club, but they're not anywhere near the level of Manchester United and Liverpool Football Club. So I feel the Manchester United one is a bigger rivalry, but the Everton one is certainly more of a personal one. I'm intrigued to see what you've got to say about that. But because I think it's because people are split. Some people say Everton are the bigger rivalry for them. Then some people will say, a lot of people are just talking about Firmino and stuff. If you do want to go and talk about or look at any City content, go and watch me preview. And like I said, at the end of this, we will touch on Liverpool and Manchester City, mate. Definitely. But people are already coming in with predictions for the Everton-Manchester United game. Coin says 1-1. I would take a draw. I would absolutely take a draw because that'd be better for both of us. Everton cannot be getting 3 points because they're actually more our competition this season. It's quite irrelevant what Manchester United get with the fact that they're 15th, but it's just... I don't know what's going to happen in this game. Everton haven't been looking good recently, people. Like, they haven't won in however many games. 2 games now. Well, actually, they never beat us, and then they've lost 2 games in a row. The most recent one being Southampton. Am I right in saying that? In fact, let me double-check Everton's fixtures because I don't want to get that wrong. Southampton, yeah, so they just lost 2-0 to Southampton. Drew with us just before. No, they just lost to Newcastle before that loss to Southampton, and drew with us before. So, they haven't been looking great since the return of the international break, and that's one thing that you've always got to look out for. And I just think that, in my personal opinion, whoever wins this game, it doesn't mean much because we're only so early into the season. However, it's huge for one over the other. From an Everton point of view, with the injuries that they've been getting, and by the way, is James Rodriguez available for this game? Because if he's available for this game, then I'm probably going to edge Everton for the victory against Manchester United. And I will tell you why in a sec. But let me read this super chat from Man Like Mo. Yes, James, lads, if you had a choice out of 2 players to sign in the winter window, who would it be? Mo, if I had 2 options to sign 2 players in the winter transfer window, it'd be a centre-back. And it would be like a problem. This is what I'd say. Of my choice that are quite realistic, I'd say Alaba, because he's versatile. He would add so much to the squad. When a Van Dijk is out, he would add so much to the squad when, Fabinho is out like right now. I think if we bought in an Alaba, he covers centre-back, he covers DM, he covers left-back. And even though we don't need a left-back, he's an option for that position. Does that make sense? So Alaba would be one of them. And then another one, do you want to be cheeky and go with an attacker? But I'd say probably Upamecano. Because even though that's 2 defenders, I can't really see any reason to bring in attackers at the club. Same with midfielders to an extent, because realistically, we've got enough midfielders in the squad that are young, that are talented, some experienced. So I'd probably go with Upamecano and Alaba. Alaba for the versatility, for the fact he's a winner, and Upamecano more for the future and more for him and Gomez to build a possible partnership there. Great question there from Modo, 100%. Here's a few more score predictions on the game. Is Rodriguez back? Yeah, that's what I wanted to know, because if he's back for this game, it's a game changer for Everton, and it's a game changer for the results of that game. I will give me score prediction in a sec, but everyone's mainly saying a draw. 3-1 Man United win from John here. That's an interesting little shout, and it's a shout nonetheless, mate. It's absolutely a shout. So, yeah, we've got, hey, mate, do you want me to try and collab with Mark Goldbridge for one live? If you know who's Mark. Yeah, I know Mark Goldbridge. And do you know what? I'd love to collab with Mark Goldbridge. Anyone who you want me to collab with, just let me know, because I want to try and make this a show where I collab with other YouTubers. In fact, I'm hoping to make this my first and last show where it's just me. Well, not the first ever and last show, but just one of them. Do you know what I mean, mate? Surely a backup goalkeeper. In fact, do you know what, Mo? Back to your question before about the January transfer window and the 2 players. I probably would bring in a backup goalkeeper. A realistic one, probably Subasic. So I'd say Alaba and Subasic, because why not? In fact, Upamecano and Subasic, but then probably Alaba as well. I think he'd just be a boss signing for Liverpool Football Club. But anyway, back to the Everton-Man United game and my score prediction. If the average Rodriguez, Everton definitely win this. If they don't, I'm going for a draw. That's the way I'm looking at it. I think it'll be close. Obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to win. He's not in good position right now at Man United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, mate, he's in trouble, and he's just not playing to the possibility of what that club could be playing at. And Man United fans should be worried. You can blame it on the board, you can blame it on the football director, and you're absolutely fair to do so. But at the moment, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer just isn't getting it tactically right, and he's never really been getting it tactically right. And I'm not saying he doesn't have tactics, I'm sure he does, but he just doesn't seem to be doing it right now. I don't think the combination of Fred and McTominay works for Manchester United. I think on their day, they can't, like, the team can click, Martial and Rashford and stuff like that, but I just don't see it happening in this one. It's going to be a difficult one. I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to say 2-2. I'll probably change that scoreline from what I said before, but 2-2 will be an interesting one. Get expressions on, it will bang. Angel, I will definitely message expressions and see if I can get him on this show. He is funny as fuck. He's not watching this, but if you do ever see this expressions, because obviously I've met him at like Triple H sports shoots and stuff. Very, very cool guy. Honestly, one of the most lovely people I've met through doing YouTube, mate. He's a top fella and he's funny as fuck. His delivery is fantastic. Probably the most natural, funny person who does this. Just to say it, I mean, him and Troops both up there in terms of the two funniest people to do YouTube in the fan scene. Do you know what I mean? Would love to get expressions onto this show, mate. Absolutely. So 2-2 draw for the Manchester United and Everton game. We went for a 2-1 win to Brighton. Even though, let's see an update on that game because that's live now. Still 0-0 between them and Burnley. So moving in, what's the next big fixture that we can do here? Yeah, Leicester City and Wolves. That's a big game. And let me tell you why that's a big game, because these two are high up in the table, I believe. I believe I'm right in saying that, because Wolves, they were having a bit of a shaky start to the Premier, but then they started picking up form, and now they've been able to grab a few points. Same with Leicester. Leicester City is second, so realistically, we should want them to lose. That being said, Wolves are sixth, but they've got 13 points to Leicester's 15. So it's not like it's a huge gap, but it's still a gap nonetheless, mate, and both teams are doing well. They're actually doing really well, to be fair. Fans, this is going to be a good game. And obviously, I don't know much about injuries of the two teams. Leicester have just come off a very, very impressive 4-1 win against Leeds United. We know, as Liverpool fans, Leeds United are not an easy team to beat. They're actually very hard to break down. Bielsa has got them very well tactically set up. Wolves this season, like I said, had a dodgy start, but they've settled into it. This is going to be interesting. Wolves play the 5 at the back formation. Leicester play a more breakthrough, direct, counter-attacking play, which actually worked really well against Leeds. Jamie Vardy. I cannot talk about Leicester City without talking about Jamie Vardy. He is fantastic. He is a one-in-a-lifetime player, in my opinion. And this is why I like doing this Premier League show, because it allows me to give respect and shine on Premier League players that don't play for Liverpool, that have nothing to do with the club. And he's actually someone who gives Liverpool a horrible time. He gives us fucking shit, mate. And I don't like playing against Jamie Vardy. I remember that absolutely sensational goal that he scored against us in, I think, what was the 16-17 season. Correct me if I'm wrong. Absolutely fantastic player. Shredded Leeds United to pieces. I think Wolves could be in trouble. Don't get me wrong. I feel like the 5 at the back could neutralise that counter-attacking. But that being said, even though Connor Cody is a very good centre-back, very disciplined, I don't think their backline has the pace to keep up with Leicester City's front. I don't think Wolves are as good as a counter-attacking team as Leicester City, and I feel like that will be the approach they take against them. I feel like Leicester can take this one. I feel like they can take it 3-1. And I'm saying 3-1 because they're going to get goals. They're probably going to concede 1 or 2, because that seems to be the approach that Brendan Rodgers takes with Leicester this season. But big up Brendan Rodgers as well, by the way, boys. Do you know what I mean? The job that he's doing at Leicester, like, people thought he was done at the end of last season because he just missed out on Champions League. But it's just one of them. 2 game reactions with Rory. You both have raw reactions, so it adds a different feeling most YouTubers don't have. Again, Rory is someone who I've met at the Triple H shoots. If you haven't watched them Triple H videos, then make sure you go and check them out. But it's just absolutely... It's mad talking about Rory, because obviously he's been doing this for years, and I've watched Rory for quite a while. So to see him and meet him was actually quite crazy, because I've watched him on the screen. And like yous, I just enjoy watching any fan channel, let alone just Liverpool, because I'm a football fan. I'm a Liverpool fan number 1 before anything else, but then I'm a football fan close second, so it is what it is. That's why I wanted to do this Premier League show as well, mate. I thought it was only fair. Vardy is such a Liverpool-type player. Wish he was 7 years younger. Blossy, you've just said it, nail on the head. If Jamie Vardy was just slightly younger, I would love Liverpool to snap him up straight up. Absolutely. I think that would be perfect, mate. To sign Jamie Vardy and the link-up play that he'd have with players like Mo Salah and Sadio Mane right now, even with players like Thiago playing in behind him, could you imagine Thiago pinging in balls into Vardy, mate? Vardy in this Liverpool team. Vardy looks world-class in the Leicester team, which has good service, but nowhere near the service of what it does now. Just imagine if he was in this Liverpool team. It'd be great. Or in like the Man City team, for example. Bosa and Roberto Di Matteo were relatively cheap sackings at 4.7 million and 4 million respectively. Mourinho's second departure set the club back 8.3 million, while Antonio Conte's sacking cost 26 million. You have to pay to fucking sack managers. You have to pay to sack managers. Are you insane? Is this true? Oh, you're on about the contract release clause, because obviously to sack them, you've got to release them and stuff. That makes sense. Okay, I thought you meant like you're paying them to go. Do you know what I mean? That's what I thought you meant there. That was mad. Now, I get what you mean. Okay, I'll ask Mark DM on Instagram. Nice one, Elton, lad. Appreciate it. Let's see if he gets back. Right, I don't want to miss. If you have any questions, live chat, please do get involved. More than happy to get all of you involved. Right, let's skip through a few of these league games, mate, because this is a Premier League prediction video and we've only got through a couple of predictions so far. So 2-1 to Brighton. Everton, Manchester United have gone with a 2-2 draw there. Then Leicester and Wolves, I've said Leicester 3-1. Crystal Palace and Leeds United. Now, two teams that I'm impressed with. Crystal Palace, first off. I've never rated Roy Hodgson that highly because of what he's done at Liverpool. But then you've got to remember that was 10 years ago. He's been doing really well at Crystal Palace. He's got kind of a philosophy there. I feel like he kind of knows. I feel like that's just more his level. He's not one to come into a top 6 club and try and make them a top 4 club. He will just probably keep you at around that level. But when you bring them into a relegation club, I'm not saying Palace is a relegation club by any means. They've been a very consistent Premier League team. But you know what I mean? The either mid-table relegation there and thereabouts, they'll be in that conversation, but he's very good to keep you out of that relegation battle. He's very good at keeping you in and about of that mid-table battle, and he's shown that. But this is against Leeds United. This is against a very tactical manager in Bielsa, who's phenomenal. I'm going with a Leeds win. I'm backing Leeds here, boys and girls. I think Leeds United have got this, and I'm going to go with 2-1. Southampton and Newcastle, two teams that have just beat Everton very recently. Southampton have been on fire. They've both got great offensive, players. Newcastle have got Callum Wilson. Southampton have got Danny Ings, Che Adams. I'll say a 2-0 win to Southampton there. Sheffield United and Chelsea. Quickly run through this one as well. Sheffield have been poor this season. Chelsea have been building up a little bit of momentum. Chelsea win. Arsenal, Aston Villa. Arsenal, they've both been doing well, haven't they, Arsenal and Aston Villa? But it's just, you've got to edge Arsenal. And then West Brom, Tottenham. Tottenham are going to win that game for sure. For sure, they're going to win that game. So with that covered, boys and girls, like I said, if you've got anything else to ask in the comments, then by all means go for it. I know you've made line-up predictions for the City game. However, I can't help but want to see us use the 4-2-3-1 with Bobby and Cam. Think back to the days of the Fab Four with Coutinho. Do you know what, RJ Turner? I just can't really agree with you there. I don't agree that the 4-2-3-1 for Liverpool is that good. I don't think it works that well. And let me tell you why. It takes a while. If you look at the Sheffield game just last week, it took us a while to settle into that game. Longer than what we would have hoped for, and that was very, very evident. I want Liverpool to play exciting football, but more so than anything, I want us to get results. And I feel like the most efficient way to get results, especially against the Manchester City, is by playing a 4-3-3. That's our most fluid formation. That's our most complete formation. And I think we just needed to change the 4-2-3-1 because we were lacking in midfielders and we have more attackers. Do you know what I mean? Even looking back in the days of Roy Hodgson, like I was saying before, we played the 4-2-3-1 there and it just didn't work. It does not work, people. So, in my opinion, I'm not the biggest fan of that idea, but let me know what you think in the comments. But I do understand why you say that. I understand why you say that. You make a good point with the Coutinho comparison as well. Who would have you rather taken, Lovren or Skirtle? Not a great way of spelling Skirtle, but I understand what you're asking. Lovren or Skirtle? Skirtle in his prime, just because he was more badass, but Lovren was also just a fun guy. He was a fun guy, you know what I mean? But anyway, let's move into the next part of the video, which is the best player in the Premier League. I am very interested to know what you've got to say, whether you're watching this live or you're watching this not live. There's so many candidates. I've got a few in front of me. You've got Harry Kane, someone that you've got to bring into the conversation of one of the better players so far in the Premier League. I think it's fair enough to say that it's not going to be an attacker. I mean, that's not going to be a defender, and it's more likely to be an attacker. This is just the best player of the Premier League so far. So not the best player who you think it's going to be, who it is so far. That's all it is. Harry Kane's in with a shout. He's got 6 goals, 8 assists in 7 games. That's fucking unreal. That's insane statistics. Obviously, he's got great link-up play with Son. He's changed his game so much to the point where I knew he was a good footballer, but I didn't know he had this much to offer. I didn't know he had this in his locker, and I think that's very interesting. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, people. That's all I can really say. It's a mad one. I mean, let me throw a few nominees. Let me throw you a few names. So you've got Harry Kane, 6 goals, 8 assists in 7 games. Then you've got Jack Grealish, who's been playing for Aston Villa, 4 goals, 4 assists in 6 games. That's a big shout. James Rodriguez, listen, as a Liverpool fan, you have to put him in the conversation. 3 goals, 3 assists in 6 games. We actually have seen, without James Rodriguez, the impact that has on the Everton team, which also influences how good a player has been. Sadio! Where is he? Where's me boy? There's me boy. Sadio, is this man your player of the season? Is this man your player of the fucking season? Because he's not, man. He's not, man. Only because I think other players have had a bigger impact, but obviously I think Sadio Mane is probably our most important player. Other than possibly Alisson. I think Alisson's probably our most important player, then it's Sadio Mane. But yet, you know what? That I'm going to edge it to Harry Kane. I think he deserves the player of the season because he's not just scoring goals this season, and he's not just scoring more goals this season. He's actually playing well. He's putting in a shift, and I like the way he's taken the approach this year. So I like Harry Kane, man. I think he's Harry claims sometimes as well. He likes to claim a penalty or two, but in the main, he's all right. Do you know what I mean? In the main. No, but I want to try and make this show much better. I want to try and get people on here so when I can actually focus on the chat and they can talk to you. Then we can get your questions up. Because right now I'm doing 2 in 1, and I love doing it, and I love live streaming. But I'm going to try and get Alex on here a bit more often. I'm going to try and get a few more people on here. 100%. Just let me know what you want to see. Message me on Instagram, James Redmond 96 and stuff like that. And then the last thing before we conclude this live stream, and this is something that the live chat can get involved with, is the Liverpool Manchester City combined 11. Now, the way I want to do this is players who are available. So, for example, Thiago can't be in this team because he's not available for the City game on the weekend. Van Dijk is not available for this game, so he can't be in this team. Aguero is not fit, so he can't be in this team. So on, so forth. It makes it a little bit more spicy and exciting. So, in goal, I'm going to go with a 4-3-3 because that's the typical Premier League formation. So, Liverpool, Man City, combined 11. In goal, Alisson. Let me give you my perspective on why I say Alisson over Ederson. And I know Alisson plays more than Ederson, Ederson plays more than Alisson. But for Brazil, Alisson's the starting goalkeeper. And if that's not a good enough argument for you, how about you saw the impact that Alisson's made since returning to the Liverpool team, and he is just a better goalkeeper. Alisson's the best goalkeeper in world football when he is playing consistently. I don't care what anyone else has to say. He's not just a physically good goalkeeper. He's not just good with his feet like Ederson, but he knows how to organise a defence, which I think we've realised Ederson can't, because he was their goalkeeper last season for the full year, and he couldn't keep that defence organised. They needed a body to come into that defence and keep it organised, whereas you saw it even without Van Dijk, we've coped because we've got Alisson there. But when Alisson isn't there and it's Adrian, you notice the difference. So in goal, I'm going with Alisson. Big up to everyone who's in here. Please leave a like on the video if you haven't already, because there's 130 of you in here. So I'm expecting 130 likes bare minimum. No, but Alisson's in net. Let me know what you think about that. Left back. So they've been playing Cancelo left back, I believe. I don't want to be mistaken in saying that. I believe they've been playing Cancelo left back this season. And I'm not being funny, whether it's Cancelo, whether it's Mendy, who they're actually looking on selling, I believe you've always got to put Robbo and I'm not being a biased Liverpool fan when I say that, but Robbo has got to go left back. Cancelo's not a natural left back. He's a right footer. He's a right back, and even though he's class, used to play for Juventus, great signing for Manchester City as well. He's just not Robbo. I think that's the only fair way I can explain it. Do you know what I mean, mate? And I'd love to know what you think. But yeah, people are saying do a collab with FNG. This could be definitely a collab that I do. Just, again, anyone, people. I am easy. I am very, very easy. Do you know what I mean, my people? I love your accent. Thank you so much, Victoria. Means the world. Thank you so much for that. So, moving into the right-back position. This is more of a closer one. You've got Kyle Walker and you've got Trent Alexander-Arnold. This is interesting for many reasons. Now, let me tell you the first reason. The first reason being that Trent is, in my opinion, the best right back in world football. So I've just kind of gave you my answer. But I do understand when people say Walker is the more well-rounded centre-back, when they say he can do a bit of everything. He's a leader. He can go forward. He can defend. I'll edge this one. I'll edge this one to Walker. Or no, sorry. I would edge this one to Walker if I genuinely believed he was a better footballer. I think he has so many attributes that could edge him this position, but I just don't think he's a better footballer than Trent. I think Trent is up there, probably is the best footballer in the Prem with Kevin De Bruyne. And he's a right back. Like, come on, mate. He should not be getting the level of assists that he's getting. He should not be achieving the offensive performances that man is achieving, and he's just doing it better than anyone else to a level where if Trent isn't in our team, we probably miss out more on Trent not being in our team than City do without Walker. So I'm saying 3-0 to Liverpool. I know I haven't got a City fan to argue against me here, so this is a pretty easy argument to make, but I'm going to do what I want. In goal, Alisson. Left back, Robbo. Right back, Trent. Centre-backs. Let's put Laporte there. Bang, out the way. Boom. Right centre-back. Can I fit a Joe Gomez in there? Ruben Diaz has been fantastic this season. I'm gonna... The biased Liverpool fan in me is going to edge Joe Gomez, people. I don't know what you think, but I think I've got to edge Joe Gomez because I just think that would make sense. Do you know what I mean? I think that would make the most sense because Joe Gomez is just... He's played more. He's a Premier League champion. He's just that good. So I go with Gomez there. Midfield. Right, so you've got to put De Bruyne in the midfield. This is a 4-3-3. So De Bruyne, Henderson, and Gini. We'll go with that midfield. I think you're getting a balance with Gini there with the box-to-box. Henderson, obviously a leader, everything that you need. And then De Bruyne as well. And then the front three, Mane, Salah, and Jota. So what? How many City players got into that? Bar 3 or 4. Nah, do you know what? That is obviously a biased combined 11. I haven't done too much preparation for it. But soon, I'm going to be trying... This, basically, the way I'm going to make this show, this was just a little preview and a teaser. But the way I'm going to make this show is I'm going to get people on. We're going to talk about the Premier League and stuff going on in the Premier League. And it's just so that I can let the neutral fans have some content to watch. Does that make sense? So make sure that you stick around for that. This is going to be the end of this live stream, but I'm going to start asking a few people if they want to do a few collabs and stuff like that. So like I said, get messaging me on Instagram, get commenting down below who you want to see. But no, nice one for coming into this stream, I massively do appreciate it. We've got a nice little half an hour in there. Thank you so much, Jamal, for coming in, my boys. Man like Jota. No Sterling are you, mad? No Karan. No Sterling gets into this team. No Sterling gets into He's not getting above Jota. Nah, this is why I need to get Premier League fans to come into the stream so we can give a more non-biased point of view. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. Massively appreciate all the love. Look at my name, Liverpool Fan TV. Bosh. Then I'll see you later. Ta-ra.